We'll have the Drug Enforcement Administration's Drug Take-Back Day. That event is an event that's sponsored annually by the DEA, actually twice a year by the DEA. And in the spring of each year, Blue Cross and the Baton Rouge Health District sponsors a drop-off location at Baton Rouge Police Headquarters on Airline Highway. It's a completely anonymous, no questions asked opportunity for everyone in our community to clean out those medicine cabinets and turn in unwanted, unused, and expired medications. Really, we want anything that's in that medicine cabinet that's no longer being used, that's expired, or that you just stopped taking. Obviously, the drug that we would most like to have out of those medicine cabinets are the opioids, but we'll take over-the-counter drugs and legend drugs as well. Obviously, we're very interested in opioids, but we'll take any kind of drug out of the medicine cabinet. One of the big concerns that we have right now is fentanyl products. So there's pharmaceutical fentanyl and there's illicit fentanyl. But many of the drugs that we're seeing on the street now, illicit drugs, are laced with fentanyl. So that's one of the reasons for the many overdose deaths in 2020. And that number, unfortunately, is still on the increase because of marijuana, cocaine, heroin that has fentanyl in it. And even people who have been abusing drugs for many years can't handle that dose of fentanyl. So it leads to a lot of overdose deaths. So we have pharmaceutical fentanyl, that is a legitimate medical product, and then we have illicit fentanyl, which is manufactured in other countries and brought into the United States. So there is a legitimate medical need. We have fentanyl patches and those types of things, and certainly if you have a cancer patient in your family who has fentanyl patches, we would definitely want to get those out of the home. They're extremely dangerous. But then we're also worried about the illicit fentanyl that's on the street in marijuana, cocaine, heroin, those types of things. And even some counterfeit pharmaceuticals have fentanyl in them as well. Years ago, drug abuse started on the streets, maybe in a back alley with a purchase from a drug dealer. But we know now that many times drug abuse begins in the home when someone goes into the medicine cabinet and takes medication that is not theirs or takes it in a manner that they're not supposed to be taking it. So unfortunately, many times drug abuse begins in the teen years where teens experiment with it. Many times in the Baton Rouge area, we're aware of a phenomenon called farming parties, farming with a PH. And those are parties where our teens will go into the medicine cabinet in their home or their grandparents' home or friends, and they'll take whatever medications they can find. And then those medications go with them, and that's their cover fee, essentially, into a party. And basically, what you do at the party is just reach in the bowl and take a handful of drugs, and you have no idea what you're taking. So it's a very dangerous situation. That's kind of one of the extreme examples, but just many times drug abuse is beginning in the home. So it's so important that we clean out medicine cabinets. After they're turned in at our event, the Drug Enforcement Administration will safely dispose of them. And this event is happening all over the country, so the DEA is responsible for that disposal. I would say don't be hesitant at all. This is a fantastic opportunity for us to save lives, especially with COVID. We're more isolated, we're in our homes, the whole family's in the home, so it presents additional opportunities for people who shouldn't get these drugs to get them in their hands. During the isolation of 2020, the United States saw more overdose deaths than in any other time in history. So it's particularly important right now, and Blue Cross is really behind this. Our mission at Blue Cross is to improve the health and lives of Louisianians, and this effort certainly does that. We save lives with this promotion.
Tell us a little bit about the COVID safety of the event.
COVID safety. So typically we have a big community event with the fire trucks and the horses and policemen and just a big community event. We're not able to do that this year. So this year it will be much smaller event. There'll just be a couple of us there under the canopy at Baton Rouge Police Headquarters on the Airline Highway side. And this will be a no-touch drop-off. So you'll literally drive under the canopy. There'll be a box. You'll drop the drugs from the window and then drive away with no contact at all.